Hi everyone, I'm Jo and welcome to our Empower Yourself workshop today. I'm just going to pop into my screen share and get a presentation going for us. Give me and you something to follow along with. There we go. So today we're going to learn how to empower ourselves with essential oils, and we're going to cover the 3 crucial areas that it takes to be able to become empowerful, which is knowledge, support and action. So I'm gonna jump right in. If you want to grab yourself a pen and a bit of paper if you find it's useful. I really like being able to write things down to be able to just remember and solidify that. So feel free to do that. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually just take a couple of minutes to tap into ourselves and connect with ourselves. So we want to find a space that's free of as many distractions as possible and really get selfish. Stop thinking about what everyone else thinks, what everyone else cares about, and start really thinking about what it is that's going on in your life at the moment. So take a minute and just relax. Make a bit of a meditation out of it if you like to, because that is really all it's about, is just clearing those distractions and just really focusing in on you. So part of that is focusing on your body. While you're sitting still, have a feel. Is there anywhere that you're holding tension? Is there anywhere that feels uncomfortable? You know, at the moment, my throat is feeling slightly uncomfortable because I get nervous when I speak. And so that's something that's going on for me at the moment, as a bit of an example, where you can find things that are happening in your body, because sometimes our body is trying to tell us things, like my throat that's going, oh, you're finding it really difficult. So those are things that we want to actually pay attention to, because that's our body's way of telling us what's going on. So if there's anything that's happening in your body, make sure that you note that. If there's anything that keeps popping into your head, then note that, because these are things that are going on that are bothering you, taking up your time, blocking your productivity, whatever they might be. Whatever it is that's going on for you, there's things that we need to be able to identify to be able to make that shift. So we need to be able to clear out all the clutter and really get down to the grassroots of what it is you want to feel less in your life right now. What do you want to feel less of? And then on the flip side of that is, what do you want to feel more of? So what is it that's going great in your life at the moment? You know, we don't have to just focus on the negative. You know, what's positive at the moment in your life that you want to be able to maybe boost even more, or just keep on the right track with. And once you've got an idea of these 2 things, that's a really great thing to be able to write down, give you a great starting goal to be able to start to cement that in yourself, to be able to say, yes, I'm identifying that this is something that's happening. And sometimes that can be enough to be able to start making that shift. Just acknowledging what it is that we want to work on is often enough to start getting the ball rolling. So when it comes to acknowledging what's going on in our lives, there are basically these 6 areas that are going to have a main impact on our well-being. So what is a great thing for you guys to do now, if you're a write it down type of person, is it would be a great idea to rate yourself in each of these categories, from 1 to 5, you know, 1 being, okay, that's, you know, not really a, that's not a high priority, or that's not something that's, or that's something that's difficult, etc. And a 5 being something that you find easy, or that you're already in a really great routine with, etc., etc. So take a minute to go through and just give yourself a rating on each of these categories. And by doing that, what that's going to do is it's actually going to highlight which areas you might be lacking in broader categories. So instead of sort of packing things into millions of little boxes saying, look, I need help with 50 billion different things, we can pretty much hone it down to a couple of these areas. So So once you've done that, it's really great to be able to have just a bit of a reflect on, you know, maybe which areas are your weaknesses and which are your strengths. And, you know, take a minute to be proud of yourself for your strengths. Don't be picking on yourself for the areas that you're struggling. This is simply about being aware. Okay. It's not about beating ourselves up. Awareness is beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So what are the areas we struggle with and what are the areas that are fabulous? So let's get those written down. And now we should have a really great overall perspective on what it is that's going on in our life and what the areas are that are perhaps lacking or that we'd like to work on. Okay, so now you should have a couple of goals or just ideas or things that that you feel you would like help in being empowered with. So once you've got those ideas in your head, as I said, that often that can be enough to be able to start making the change. So you absolutely can just, you absolutely can just take that information and continue on. Keep going and keep working through life as you are. That's absolutely fabulous, you know, and if that's all you get from the workshop today, then I am so, so happy for you. That is absolutely brilliant. Being able to know what's going on for our lives and just stop and identify it for 2 seconds is honestly so important. But with everything that we've just identified, if we have essential oils in our lives, we are going to make those tasks so much easier right across the board. And know that no matter what is going on in your life or my life at the moment, there is an oil for that. It might be something you've heard, it's a bit cliche, there's an oil for that, but there really is. And it's not just about there being a plant out there that can help your situation. It's about the different types of ways that they are able to do that. So let's have a bit of a look at that now. And I'm going to talk about doTERRA because it's really not just about essential oils in themselves. It's about what the company offers as a whole. And the difference between a company like doTERRA and buying the oils in a shop is what I'm doing here with you right now, is basically having that sense of community, being able to actually link in with the suppliers and say, hey, so how do I use these things? That's really the biggest thing. And doTERRA, basically, I just can't brag enough about how ethical they are. So the ethics and the quality are really, really important. Not all essential oils are going to be able to change your life in the ways that we're going to talk about. Most that you'll find in the shops are filled with chemicals and fragrances and are probably just as bad for you as the toxic chemicals that you might be using at the moment. So doTERRA is completely different, 100% pure, and they are sourced in their indigenous countries, which makes them so, so powerful. So having essential oils and the tiny, tiny molecules of those plants and all of the little benefits that they offer is absolutely fabulous, because they are super, super effective at what they do. They interact with our bodies so perfectly that they actually help them to function at their optimum. So whatever it is that's going on within your body at the moment, you can actually help that functionality and make that shift. And it doesn't have to just be physical. I know that a lot of people may have heard of aromatherapy. You know, it is absolutely aromatherapy is absolutely great when it comes to our emotional health, spiritual health as well. And I know that even just in terms of managing our moods, it is something that can be such a game changer in daily life. Being able to just have a bit more of an influence over what's going on in our mood is just brilliant. So not only do they work, but they're versatile in that way, in that you can use them for physical things, you can use them for emotional things, or you can use them just because they smell freaking pretty. You know, that's absolutely fine too. You can just use them for the smell. They are got so many different uses, and they're flexible in the way that we can use them. So there are 3 different ways to be able to use the essential oils, and that is in the air, which is aromatically, on our skin, and in our food. So there's lots of different ways to be able to get them into our lives, so that if one way doesn't work for you, you've got so many other options to try that there's always going to be something. And most of the time there's going to be a lot of somethings. So it's not even just one thing to try. There are a lot of things to try. So the flexibility with it is just brilliant. Being able to have stuff that's in your home already on hand when stuff happens, you know, and being able to just run to the cupboard and going, okay, I'm going to see what I can do about that right now. That's what I love, being able to actually have stuff in our hands to be able to help us with everything that's going on. And the affordability is a really big thing for me. I have a young family and I have 4 children, and I have chosen that I would rather be poor than not spend time with my children. So honestly, affordability is a really, really big thing for me. And I love that with doTERRA essential oils, their purity is so great that you only need 1 drop of essential oil per dose. And there are 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle. So literally, even the most expensive doTERRA bottles and most precious doTERRA bottles that we have, that take so much of the plant to be able to get into that bottle, they still literally only cost cents per use. So that is something that is really fabulous. And doTERRA, again, then provides so many options to be able to make it even more affordable again. They have so many different bonuses, savings, deals, etc. And then if you still think that that's not, that's going to be a struggle for you, you absolutely can go on to look into earning with doTERRA and be able to cover your own expenses that way. Absolutely. They want to make sure that these oils are accessible to absolutely everybody. So that's why there are so many different ways to use it. That's why there's so many different ways to be able to make sure you can get them into your life. And that is why they've put people like me here in front of you, because it's the difference between a real retail store and having us, is being able to actually really get down to what is it that you need, what is it that's going to help you in your life, and how is it that you're going to be able to feel empowered with these things. So we are able to be your go-to in between all of these things. And that is what being supported is all about. And that is what companies like doTERRA really, really stand out, because it's really about creating a community and about continuing that knowledge, continuing that support, and continuing to take action so that we can be empowered for as long as we want to. So the advantage of having a community is not just about, sorry, I won't fob myself off like that. The advantage of having a community is that you get me. So you have me and other leaders and other members in our community to be able to access, to be able to get one-on-one personalized advice, to be able to come to and ask any questions that you've got. You know, you've got that real person support there. You're not always put in through machines, telemarketers, you know, things like that, telephones and things. There are real people here, you know, and through that, you can find new friendships, you can find new ways to socialize with other people. You know, that side of things that come with community is really, really beautiful, and something that a lot of people can take for granted, especially myself as a mother. I can be quite isolated from different people, and I find that the community and the friendships that I can build by using oils and just learning from one another is absolutely changing my life in terms of being able to socialize and being able to just get out there and not feel like I'm stuck at home constantly. It's brilliant. So so the advantage of being in a massive community like ours, we've now got over 3,000 members in our private online group in Facebook. And a space like that is great because you're not just hearing from the experts, you're not just hearing from the company, you're not just hearing from leaders, but you're hearing from people who are out there every day using them, and we can share our ideas, and everyone's going to have so many different ideas, and it's so good to be able to just have a great diverse collection to be able to go to, because we don't always have the one answer for everything, and we don't want to have one answer for everything. That's part of the, you know, the versatility and the flexibility that I'm loving about doTERRA, is that we can really do that. So linking in with a like-minded community who's going to be able to help you to have new ideas on using your oils, and to really be able to support you. You know, they're your cheer squad, they're your venting, they're where you go to vent. You know, you can use them and utilize that as much as you want. If you're a private person, you don't have to utilize it at all. You know, you can go and do lots of private education and things like that. So we have a really, really tight community, and there are lots of things that we can discuss in our community that we are not allowed to discuss outside of the community. So there's a lot of private education that's going on in there about how we can use our oils for things that that we don't mention online so much. So so that's why doTERRA is fabulous, and that's and it's really, really important to have that support there, whether you choose to tap into it or not. It's really, I feel it's really, really important to be able to have that person-to-person interaction when it comes to being able to know how to use the stuff we've got, so I don't feel like we're just getting this stuff and have no idea how to use it. So how do we actually get oils in our life then? So sorry, I'm stalling here. Sorry, I'm not meaning to stall here. But okay. How do we actually get oils into our life? So okay, so now is where we come to actually taking action. Okay, we've got a little bit of knowledge behind us now, and we know where we're going to go for support and why it is that essential oils are the perfect support for our life. And so if you want to know how to get the oils into your life, basically there are two fabulous options for being able to join our community. So the first is that there are a whole bunch of ready-made kits and collections that you can go and just purchase, and they start from $174, and they are basically your toolkit in a box, and they were designed by the experts so that no matter what it is that's going on in your life, you can pick something out of that box and there's going to be something to help you with it. And they are absolutely brilliant for that. So that's something that's absolutely great to have a look at if you're able to. I've got this information on my website, or I will also upload a couple of guides if you would like to have a look in that as well, to get a bit of an idea of what the kits look like and what you can get in those. So you can get a big kit which has basically got everything you need to get started, or you can design your own. And if you want to do that, you can actually become a member of our community for only $35. So that's pretty much as you can find a membership in a lot of other places. So it's only $35 to join, and you get access to all of this massive community, all of this education, all of this support. And then you can pick and choose what oils or what doTERRA products that you want to add in from there. So if you've had a bit of a sit and you've got one thing that's come up for you, and that's all that your budget is going to allow you to address right now, absolutely go for it. It is going to be such a solid investment if that's something that you are ready and willing and able to do right now. So being able to just pay your $35 and just grab whatever stuff you want, absolutely, absolutely fine. And I will be able to show you how you can make the most of your membership and how you can do all of that as well. So it's $35 to be able to join, or you can start off with a kit, and the kit's actually waived that $35 fee. So that's the basics of how you get oils into your life. And I don't like being salesy or anything like that, because that's not what it's about. It's about whether you feel like you want to add this value into your life, whether you want to feel more empowered, whether you want practical things that's on hand to be able to help you in these times of need. Because really, that for me, that's what it's about. You know, honestly, I feel like we could do life on our own if we wanted to, but why would we want to when essential oils are just going to make it that much easier? And I honestly, if I was going to make this all about me, I could talk all about me for way more than half an hour about just the massive impact that it's made. But basically, all I want to impress to you is that no matter what it is that you identified earlier, and no matter what things it were that came up for you, there is an essential oil or an essential oil recipe, or there is something that can be done to be able to help that to happen more smoothly, to be able to make that shift. And it doesn't matter what it is, there's something. And it's beautiful and it's empowerful. It really is. It really is so, so powerful to be able to have anything come up in our lives, and within an instant be able to just go to your resources, go to whatever books, or even just ask Google and be able to find something that we've got in our house that's going to be able to actually help us in the moment. So we don't have to do life alone, basically, because that's basically all it's all about. So I hope this has been an okay introduction for you guys, and I hope you guys have gotten a really clear idea for yourselves on what it is that you want to shift in your life, and how essential oils are going to be able to help you with that. And do get in contact with me if you would like a hand to be able to get specific and to access more resources. And do head to my website at essentiallifeempowerment.com, and that is going to be able to take you through more knowledge, support, and more knowledge and support. And there's also a place there for you to take action if you would like to join my doTERRA community. If you're in contact with another doTERRA advocate, then go to them and have a chat to them, and they are going to be able to give you the perfect empowerment pathway for you with them. If you would like that to be with me, then woohoo! And I really, really look forward to watching you blossom in your inner power. It honestly is so, so exciting for you. So thank you so, so much for being here today. I just want to really, really acknowledge how brilliant it is that you have decided to take that first step in being more empowered, in being able to just sit back and have a look at what's going on in your life, figure out what needs addressing, and just know that essential oils are here for you. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop my share right there just to make sure that we're all back on track. And thank you all for everybody who's joining me live. I'm just going to stop the recording so that I can have a bit of a chat to everybody that's on here. And that way, if anybody has any questions that they would like, or they would like me to go through your own oil protocol, we can do that. So just before I go, I guess I really did want to finish just by saying that that one of the big parts of having the oils in our lives is being able to get together and chat about them and go through what it is exactly that's going to help you. So there are resources out there that you can absolutely link into, and you can have a look at all of those areas you addressed earlier and see what oils are going to be best to address those things. Or you can come and have a chat to me or your closest doTERRA contact, and they'll be able to give you their own ideas and their own resources to be able to go and have a look at as well. Okay, so I hope you have an empowerful day, and thank you very much for being here with me.